Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the third and final video of the sound design showdown breakdowns for the reverberators. And so for this breakdown, this was our semifinals prompt. Our prompt was an amulet that putting on an amulet that grants the wearer the ability to understand the language of animals. And so when we got started with this one, I I suggested that it would be funny if it was this amulet when whoever was going to be putting it on, once they do, there's a bunch of birds like tweeting around the main character, and once they put on the amulet, suddenly all these birds are screaming, and they're all screaming because they're afraid of heights. I just thought that was like a funny concept to go for, and fortunately Jess and Connor loved it as well. And Jess and Connor suggested that it wasn't just like some random person, but it was some sort of like Indiana Jones type adventurer that's, in the wilderness. There's a bunch of birds there. And, he's rustling through some bushes and everything. And then he finally comes across this amulet and he's like, yes, he sees it. And then he puts it on. And they're all screaming, and he's like, what? And he takes it off, and then they're back to tweeting, and then puts it back on, takes it off, puts it on, takes it off. Just to, and the purpose of that was to give the audience a very, very, very clear picture on what this amulet does and what it, like, how it's affecting the main character. And even really it helped sell what the amulet looks like too, because we thought of it as a necklace, just putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, take it off, or put on, take it off. That's what I meant. And that was a bit of a challenge to try and figure out how to convey what the amulet actually looks like to the audience, because we don't have any sort of visual aid, any visual media that we can go along with. It's all purely off of audio. So as Greg would put it, it is something that would drive the storytelling of everything. So this is what we submitted. Yeah, and so this one had a lot of voiceover work involved. I'm freaking out, I'm gonna die, I'm freaking out. That's me. That's my voice. And if you listen closely, the other voice you can hear was Jess's friend, and he's talking about, like, remember what they taught you in flight school, like, you're okay. And he's it's like, it was like a minute and a half audio file of him just like improvising some lines, and it was great. It was great to use those things. Jess really drove the bus on this one. She put together basically the whole 20 seconds of it at first, and Connor and I just sort of gave her some additives, if you will, to sort of enhance some specific things in there that already existed. And so I can only really show you mine, because I don't have Connor's project file, and I don't have Jess's either. I can only give you mine, and it's not a lot. Jess just like really put it all together, and it was like near perfect from the jump, and it was great. And so the when she sent the first draft of it to us, I only gave some minor, like some mixing notes or whatever at Connor as well, and we're just all going back and forth. And then finally I said something like, what if the amulet itself had this like shimmering quality to it, because it originally didn't have this that like glassy texture to it. It was just the pure like oh sound that. And so what I did was I started experimenting with wind chimes, and this was the original file that I had. Right, and then I reversed it, or I added some. No, I reversed it first. That's what I did. To give that sort of texture. And then I added some grain delay. It's subtle, but it definitely sells it more. Without, and then with, sort of widens it as well. And then some hybrid reverb. Which is even more subtle. And then I threw that in a granulator, and I selected just this portion of the file and had it just... Oh, and I pitched it down. That's also what I did. I pitched it down 2 whole octaves without warping it, so it stretched it out as well. So it just sounded extremely ethereal. It was really cool. And then threw it in a granulator. And sort of experimented with that sound specifically. And resampled this, recorded it. I had a couple variations, couple takes that we could use. And then finally also used an orchestra magic chime sample to sort of give that as the main character puts on the necklace for the first time. So I was imagining that he would pick it up, and he's looking at it, and he's slowly putting it on. Excuse me. Slowly putting it on, and then finally he puts it on for the first time, and then he's suddenly hearing all of these screams happening, and then he takes it off. And when he takes it off, we don't give that shimmering sound anymore, because now it's a comedic moment and not necessarily a serious and like very sound driven thing. We felt that we already gave you the idea of what this amulet is, what it does, what it looks like, how powerful it really is on the first putting on the necklace. But then once we have a joke going on, it would muddy things up if it was just more like shimmering texture. But we did keep the sort of pad, the ethereal pad happening, the glow of the amulet. We kept that going the whole time whenever it was taken off. Just not the shimmering. And so that is it. That's it for me. I don't know if Jess or Connor are gonna break down their sessions. They should. But we'll see. So, thank you for watching. Until next time. So it turns out I actually got the Reaper session from Jess for this this third and final round. So let's quickly go through everything that's in here. There, right off the bat, there are plenty of tracks. Most of them are human voices, which is super interesting. Not human voices, but human sounds in general. Sorry, these are the voices. So let's get started with just the ambience here. We're in a rainforest. Pretty standard, right? And then bird sounds, flies. And then
I'm freaking out. I'm gonna die. I'm terrified.
So right now, that is when the amulet comes on for the in the first place, and it is a combination of random screams.
I'm freaking out.
Maybe. There we go. And Jess's friend Ryan.
Remember what they taught you in flight school? Look over the nope.
Yeah, remember.
You got this. Remember what they taught you in flight school? Look over the nope.
Remember what they taught you in flight school. And then me, I'm
freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm terrified of heights, and I'm gonna die.
And then Connor's voice here. It's just a scream. I love it. And Jess. And she's like kind of singing like a little lullaby to herself. So everything all together sounds like this.
I'm freaking out. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm terrified of heights, and I'm gonna die.
And so moving on to the human Foley sound. Right. Yeah, going through this is just a bunch of footsteps, jumps, sliding, breathing, voiceover work right here. Which I don't know where Jess got this voice from. I'd love to ask her, but yeah, I'm not sure. And I keep finding myself, after listening to this so many times, I'm finding myself going, at so many different things. Yeah, so it's cool. And then the amulet itself, which Jess looks like she put in this aura, yeah, that like, and then it vanishes, and then as it gets taken off again, right, with my tension in there. And then some sparkle. Yeah. And then, yeah, this like amulet clinking pickup sound here. Obviously, I can't speak to what exactly all of these things were recorded with and what they are, because I didn't make this session entirely. But just to give you a little bit of a look into the project file itself. So here's everything one more time.
Freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm terrified of heights. I'm gonna die. I'm freaking.
When I look down,
there you have it. Now, for real this time, thank you for watching.